Hello everyone, welcome back to the Squid Junction. Once again, it is I, Mad Gamer the Second, and I am joined by a set.
Yo, we're heading into this next match, and I believe this next match is going to be on Zone's Umami. Always very fun. I love Zone's Umami. I actually don't know if I love it. I'm really curious though. I want to see how it plays. I said that a little bit. I love the concept of it. I think it looks like a fun map, but I want to see how it plays. Maybe it's a really bad map, and I just haven't realized it yet. I have a very distinct memory of Sendu saying that Mincemeat Metalworks was the strongest map in the game during the test fire. So, opinions change when you play on the map more.
Yeah, the longer you play on it will give you the more strong opinions, and also will depend on what kind of weapons you enjoy playing.
I'm also pretty. All three of these maps are kind of new. The Rainmaker, I believe Rainmaker got some changes to add some cover in. I could be wrong there. And TC also got some changes to add cover, I believe.
Oh, was Mako? I know that pretty much everything for Eeltail was just redone, but yes, I am definitely excited to see the new maps and the new changes in play. We do have a dual zone for this map. It's just difficult. It looks like it could be one zone, but we got that nice raised bit in the middle.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of interesting how they've been adding so many more split zones maps recently. There was only one in the game at launch, and I'm pretty sure every single map that they've added has been split zone, pretty much, besides Brinewater. But needless to say, we are in this game. We're seeing a GF Charger versus Leader yet again, so I'm really interested to see how this will play out. ZF does seem like it'll be kind of scary. Oh, we're seeing a Kraken coming out from Peko. Technically coming out from Shadow ECL though. The Kraken isn't really going to get that much. It's going to try and chase after people, but it's not quite going to get value. And here we can see the Neotrite just really going to work. It's such a strong kit right now for what Tri-Soldier wants to do.
It's absolutely bringing the soda pop to these Peko here. Just really being aggressive with it, utilizing the juice to its full extent, and already down to 50 on the zone. Shadow ECL is going to have to really bring something out if they're going to flap the zone, and they do pop that tri-strike, but it's only enough to flop the one zone. They're trying to follow up and capitalize on it, but we do see returning specials from Peko, from Shadow ECL too, just stall them out, and it looks like they are going to keep on to the zone for the time being.
Yeah, we can see that Kraken really making work of the zone. It's such a cool special. I'm so glad that they added it. I am interested in seeing Super Chumps again. I think it's also a fairly interesting special, but it does look like Shadow is on its way into pushing up into Peko's base here. Time is actually running really low. They need to push in very quickly, and looking at how they have just gone 2 down, it does not look like it's going to happen. That's Bloodshot is going to get a last-ditch break for the zone, but it's not quite going to work, and they are going to get KO'd.
Between the sheer aggression of the 3 frontline weapons and then just the Charger backing up with the decent amount of cover that is on this map, they had that solidly locked down. Like, even when the Peko was able to get in for a time being, they were pushed almost immediately right back out.
Yeah, fairly interesting game. We'll have to see. I'm curious to see if this map is really just like that snowbally. I wouldn't be surprised if it is somewhat of a snowbally map, but we'll see. If the more we play it, the more we'll know about it. But we are headed into Rainmaker Eeltail next.
What I'm curious to see is if we're going to see any Neo Sploosh between the beacons and the killer whale, and just the sheer pop potential of the sploosh itself. There is like just specific map mode of Rainmaker Eeltail. Like, it is a possibility that I was just kicking around.
I do think Dapples are better for that niche. Personally, I don't think Neo Sploosh is going to be very good at all. It doesn't have enough range to get in there. It doesn't have a bomb to speak of in order to actually poke. And the Killer Whale isn't really that useful for Sploosh either. It's clear that they wanted to kind of emulate Neo Sploosh from Splatoon 2, and they did that pretty well. But Neo Sploosh was never good.
It was used exclusively for Zone's Moray.
Yeah, and Moray doesn't exist in this game. But I am curious to see what these teams are going to run. The new weapons being in the game is just shaking things up so much. I'm a huge fan of it.
We did see that tri-slosher in the last one. That does come equipped with the Tactic Cooler, which is phenomenal for Rainmaker, so I would not be surprised if they decide to bring it back again. Fisty Bomb 2 actually is really decent for Rainmaker, especially with how longular this map is.
Yeah. I saw a video from that RCB2 dude where he was going through the map changes, and he said that this map was shrunk, and I'm not sure if it actually was.
It's hard to tell.
It is. It's a lot harder to tell than you'd think.
Like just little subtle differences could make it feel like more, like feel smaller, like feel tighter, just less space to work with, but not necessarily have the less real estate.
Yeah, but we are headed straight on into this next match here.
Eeltail on Rainmaker. We're going to see who is able to get this first pop. Going to go full bamboo aggro on the side here, but still bringing out the vanilla charger with that vacuum on the other.
Very interesting. I see that V-Charge right now exactly the play that they're going to try to go for on this map. Unfortunately, so does the enemy team. So it's just interesting to see how this will work out. Both teams are rushing to get the opening pop here. Oh, it looks like they didn't actually add cover on this map. But they did extend that top left area, or top right area, the kind of side area. That's just a little bit more extended, just a little bit more room to breathe there, which I do enjoy that change. It does look like the bamboo on the side of Peko has gone down though, as well as the splash. That's going to make quick work of the checkpoint from Shadow. So it's going to be very interesting to see. More just collapsing onto the enemy team here. That in fact, if that ink vac gets at the ready here, that is going to be very, very good for them. They just don't have it in the situation where they need it. If they can get this ink vac, then it's going to be very huge for them. But no, it looks like this Rainmaker is going to reset. But that Crab Tank is going to come out. But ooh, that Trizuka is going to come out and try to annihilate that Crab Tank, which I do think it did manage to break that Crab Tank. A change that I don't like, a lot of people aren't really talking about, is the Inkzuka change, to where if you run Object Shredder, then it will absolutely annihilate any Crab Tanks in sight, which I believe is why V-Shot is being ran on Peko's side. They definitely do have a plan for dealing with the Crab Tank.
Yes, they are looking to just counter that Crab Tank, and honestly also counter that Charger as well. They are running the Bamboo, so they're trying to be a little more aggro, but they know that Shadow has been favoring that Charger, so they're going to be trying to just keep them at bay, but so far they have not been too successful at it. We do have quite a bit of paint for Shadow's side, and that Charger is sitting pretty up top. It's just a bit of a firefight. Who can get control of mid first to start pushing that Maker?
I do think it's fairly interesting. Shadow opted to burn that vac early to try and deal with the 52 gal, but they're not going to have that vac for that glass push that they want with the vac. So that's probably the best place to use an ink vac in the entire game, that just glass area.
Peko is going to be picking up a nice shot with the Zuka to be able to take out that charge, and now they're going to be able to get the checkpoint themselves. They just need a couple more points, need to pick it up again to take the lead, but they are not too far off of it as they pop Crab.
And here we see that Peko has got, or Shadow has gone 2 down, and here we see the oh so beloved ramp still intact, going to get their push all the way down to 15. And that's Tri-Strike coming out is going to make their lives a little bit easier. I think they're going to try to go for it again. They managed to, they don't actually pick up the Rainmaker. They actually end up going through, which is very unfortunate for them.
That was so unfortunate. They were able to get down to 15, however, able to just do a little bit of jukes there to go around up the ramp side. But now Shadow is back with a vengeance. They are getting the pop and setting up all the way up on their snipe, on their bridge. Once again, that Crab just putting on so much pressure as the ink vac gets popped.
Ooh, but they don't know about the splatter shot. Ooh, but it's too late. That ink vac is already out, and the push has gone onto glass. The Rainmaker has gone down, though, but it is just that Bamboo. They are going to try to force the lead here, and they have been successful at that. All the way down to 6. That's really, really big for them, but it looks like everyone has gone down besides that Splash-O-Matic. And I don't know where they are. The Splash-O-Matic is actually chilling in mid right now. They're going to try to flank out here, but no, they have been spotted, and so they are going to run with their tail between their legs, because that is not a situation you want to be in.
Not at all. Peko doing an excellent job of just getting so much map control in a short amount of time, ready for that Rainmaker to reset. We are getting close to that last minute here. Peko is going to have to really take it far, close to a knockout to get this lead back. so they're going to have to get a pretty decent wipe on Shadow, especially with the amount of aggression and just the plays that they've been able to pull so far.
It does look like Shadow is kind of burning their specials right now. Trying to get this Rainmaker here. And they do manage to take that out, but they had to use a lot of resources to actually get that Rainmaker down. And we can see that the Charger does have an Ink Vac at the ready, which is going to be very, very good, very, very powerful at stalling out that Rainmaker if their team can set it up.
They were playing some of the cards, just trying to have control of the Rainmaker rather than letting Peko get any solid footing.
Ooh.
A nice collapse by the Charger. That's going to be an instant 2 down for Peko. And as we get into the last 20 seconds, that is not something they want right now.
Yeah, Shadow is potentially going to be able to stall the Rainmaker out here. They're getting the Rainmaker to almost pop to be as hard to pop as possible for the enemy team. You can see that Crab Tank coming out, trying to pop that Rainmaker here. But Shadow's own Crab Tank does come out. And the Charger manages to get one more pick to potentially end off the game. Yup, they are going to be able to grab it, and that is going to be the end of the first game.
We did see Shadow, they did burn through a lot of their specials trying to take down the Maker carrier, but they had enough time, like especially with the Charger being able to get the 2 down right there. That gave them just enough time to set up their specials again and be able to just lock out the Rainmaker for the final seconds.
Yes, indeed. Very well played by both teams there. Both of those games were fairly close. Well, the first one was a knockout, actually. But that second game was very, very close. So I do think Shadow deserved this win, but Peko put up a very good fight. Either way, though, I do think we are going to be going on yet another short break, trying to get that second set, or that third set up and running. So yeah, don't go anywhere, because we are going to be right back.
Splatoon Stronghold. A stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you're a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and request recordings of scrims as well as participate in our captain forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today.